Hello and welcome once again to Principia Mathematica. This is the third part of the video dedicated to complex fractions. So we're going to carry on with another examples. So we have, this is the ninth example, and we would have 1/10 plus 2/25 plus 3/40 times 1/6 divided by 1/8 minus 1/12. So once again we're going to start with the numerator, and we can see that this is a product, so we're going to start with this one. With the first factor, 1/10 plus 2/25 plus 3/40. So the least common multiple in this case would be 200. And then 200 divided by 10 is 20 times 1, 20. Plus 200 divided by 25 is 8 times 2, 16. Plus 200 divided by 40 is 5 times 3, 15. Then this would be 51 divided by 200. So now we need to multiply this factor, which is 51 divided by 200 times 1/6. So this would be 51 divided by 1200. Now we're going to carry on with the difference. Well, with the denominator. 1/8 minus 1/12. In this case, the least common multiple would be 24. So 24 divided by 8 is 3 times 1, 3 minus 24 divided by 12 is 2 times 1, 2. So this will be 1/24. So this will be 1/24. So we need to multiply the extremes. So we would have 51 times 24 and then 1200 times 1. Well, it turns out that 1200 is equal to 50 times 24. So 24 divided by 24 is 1, and then we would have 51 fiftieths, yeah? And that is the final result. Now we're going to see another example. We're going to skip example number 10 and we're going to go directly to example number 11. So, once again, we're going to focus first on the numerator, and we're going to focus first on this. It's not a factor. It's actually the numerator of another fraction. But you will see it clearly now. First, let me simplify it. So we have 6 integers and 1/8 minus 1/20 minus 1 50/50. Yeah. So first we need to turn this mixed fraction into an improper fraction. So 8 times 6 is 48 plus 1 49/8 minus 120 minus 155. Yep. Then the least common multiple in this case could be 440. And 440 divided by 8 is 55. Times 49 is 2695. Minus 440 divided by 20 is 22 times 1, 22. Minus 440 divided by 55 is 8 times 1, 8. So this would be 2665 divided by 440. Okay? And now we are going to divide this by 2/7. So I have already shown you how to divide fractions, yeah? So we have that it is this fraction divided by this one, and then we need to divide it by all these denominator. So first we simplify this one, and now we're going to divide it by 2/7. So this would be 7 times 2665 divided by 2 and 440. So it turns out that 2665 is equal to 5 times 533. And then 440 is equal to 5 times 88. So 5 divided by 5 is 1. And then we would be left with 3731, which is 7 times 533, divided by 176. Now we're going to simplify the denominator. We're going to start first with this factor, which is 1/3 minus 1/12. So the least common multiple would be 12, and then 12 divided by 3 is 4 times 1. 4 minus 12 divided by 12 is 1 times 1, 1. So we would have 3 12s. Just let me check that I have enough battery. Okay, perfect. So now 3 is equal to 3 times 1, and 12 is equal to 3 times 4. So 3 divided by 3 is 1, so this would be 1/4. So now we need to turn this mixed fraction into an improper fraction. 5 times 4, 20 plus 4, 24 fifths. So we're going to multiply now 1/4 times 24 fifths. So this will be equal to 1 times 24 divided by 4 times 5. So 24 is 4 times 6, and we will have 4 times 5. So 4 divided by 4 is 1, and then we will be left with 6 fifths. By the way, using this point instead of brackets is the same thing, okay? So don't get confused. So then we will need to divide this by 6 fifths, okay? So So we multiply the extremes and we would have 5 times 3,731 divided by 6 times 176. And then the final result will be 18,655 divided by 1056. And this would be the final result. Now let's skip to example number 16, which would be 2 integers minus 1/3 divided by 8 plus 5/6 divided by 3, all of these divided by 5 divided by 1/8 times 1/5 divided by 1/10. So again, this is another fraction where we have this numerator and then the denominator. So we're going to start with the first term. So we have 2 minus 1/3. This 2 has a 1 here, yeah? So 3 times 1 is 3. 3 divided by 1 is 3 times 2, 6 minus 3 divided by 3 is 1 times 1, 1. So this will be 5/3. Now we're going to divide 5/3 by 8. But this 8 has a denominator of 1. So we would have 5 times 1 times divided by 3 times 8. This would be 5/24. Okay? Now we're going to work with this one. We have 5/6 divided by 3, and remember that this 3 is divided by 1, so 5 times 1 would be in the numerator, and then we will have 6 times 3, and this would be 5/18. So we need to add them all, so this would be 5/24 plus 5/18. The least common multiple in this case would be 72, and 72 divided by 24 is 3 times 15, that times 5, 15, plus 72 divided by 18 is 4 times 5, 20, and this would be 35 divided by 72. So all this numerator is equal to 35 divided by 72. Now we need to, I'm going to erase this. And now we need to sort this out. So this would be 5 divided by 1/18, which would be equal to 5 divided by 1 divided by 1/8. So 8 times 5, well, this would be 8 times 5 up here, yeah, and 1 times 1, so this would be 40. Now we need to sort this one out as well. This would be 1/5 divided by 1/10. So we need to multiply the extremes, and we will have 10 times 1 divided by 5 times 1. And this would be 10 divided by 5. But remember that 10 is equal to 2 times 5. And then we have a 5 here, so 5 divided by 5 is 1, and we will be left with 2. So we need to multiply now. Remember that 5 divided by 1/8 was 40, which is this one, and then 1/5 divided by 1/10 is 2, So this will be equal to 40, which is this one, times 2. So this will be 35 divided by 72 divided by 80. And this 80 divided by 1. So this would be 35 up here, yeah, because it's 35 times 1. Yeah. And then 72 times 80. But it turns out that 35 is equal to 5 times 7, and that 80 is equal to 5 times 16. So we can simplify by dividing 5 by 5, and then the final result would be 7 divided by 152. Okay, so that's everything for this part of the video, and I will encourage you to carry on with the last part. If you like the video, please press the like button and subscribe, and thank you very much for watching. See you later.